Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today we're taking a look at something a little different. We're going to be taking a look at an add-on for the Classic WoW beta. That is the Classic WoW that's officially being developed by Blizzard, not the old Classic WoW that used to have a ton of add-ons for it as well, that I actually made a similar video on a similar add-on called Call to Arms about probably like 2 or 3 years now ago. People using it a lot on private servers. It's almost an identical add-on. And I'm going to tell you what, when I saw this add-on being talked about today, I was like, I got to make a video on it because it's causing quite the stir. And no surprise, probably be because of its name. Classic LFG is the name of the add-on. And maybe not the smartest choice for the name, but anyway, we're going to talk about what it does, what its goals are. I'm going to read a couple things from the add-on creator, and just trying to spread awareness. And also, I want to have a discussion about this topic because this is an interesting topic. I'm not going to lie about it. So anyway, add-on's called Classic LFG. There's obviously this is in very early stages. It's just started being developed. There's a button on the mini-map. It's not even got a texture and icon yet, and when you open it, there's really only 2 things. It doesn't look very good at all, but it's going to get a lot better, I'm sure. So anyway, what you have here is you can search for a group, okay? And it's just like the pre-made group finder from WoD and onward, right? Just like Live WoW's version. I mean, that's what it's trying to be. It doesn't look like it. Probably doesn't work like it yet, but that's what it's trying to be seemingly. And this is exactly what the add-on Call to Arms and even the add-on VQ that I made videos on from Nostalria's days on Ace Games TV. That's what they were trying to do too. It's just trying to get a more uniform place where you can look for groups. And I'm going to explain to you why this does a good job. But presumably, as I'm only level 12, I can't be sure. But presumably, once I'm in the range for certain dungeons, there'll be a dungeon, like a list for, say, like Wailing Caverns. There'll be a list for Dead Mines, etc. But there's also a list for custom, just kind of like how you can do it on the live version of the game. You know what I mean? You don't have to make a group for a dungeon or a raid or battlegrounds. You can make a group for anything you want, and that will be in custom. So this is if other people have made groups, okay? Now, if you want to create your own group, that's how it works, at least so far. Got a title here, hey there guys, of course, and custom is, like I said, presumably going to be superseded by actual dungeons once you're in the level range. I don't know for sure, but that's, I assume, the way it's going to work. And then you can put a little description, and then you just list a group. Obviously, these buttons and this, what was that? Was that a noise? It's got a little noise. Got a little noise to it, so that's cool. Anyway, yeah, you can list a group. You can update the data. So look at that. I can update the data. And obviously, it's pretty basic right now. But I'm going to read to you the goals of this, okay? And we're going to take a look at this because this is where the discussion gets very interesting. So let's pop this up here on the screen, okay? Let's actually zoom in a little bit here because this is interesting information here. And I think everybody should be aware of this, okay? So, Classic LFG, an add-on. Hey, everyone. To make this process of forming groups... To make the process of forming groups less time-consuming and actually let people focus on playing the game this project came to be. This project is still in early development. I would appreciate any feedback regarding which features should or should not be included and how they could be improved upon. Feel free to submit it as a comment below. So we're going to read what he believes the feature, or maybe she believes the features that are or will be included, okay? Creating groups. Obviously, this is already in. Groups created with Classic LFG are visible to all players using the add-on on. So this is how the old add-ons worked too for 1.12. You had to have the add-on, right? There was some things we'll talk about, but the main thing was if everybody had the add-on, everybody would see it. If nobody had the add-on, it was useless, right? When looking for people, it will periodically write in either general or a trade chat to make people without the add-on aware of the group. So there doesn't seem to be any actual thing to do that yet. On the old add-ons, there was, like other tabs where you could choose which channels you would spam to and how often you would spam. That is mandatory, man. So if you're watching this, and hopefully I'm sure you're on your way to doing that, all good, take your time. But either way, that's mandatory. You can't just, if you're in a general channel and you're the only person spamming and it's spamming every minute or something like that, you're going to probably get a suspension or something. I don't know how it works, but regardless, that's hopefully on the way. And then you cannot set any item level requirements. Now, I wasn't aware there was item level in Classic. I mean, I don't know about this. Let's take a look at some of our gear here. I don't think there's an item level. There's no item level displayed on it. So I'm not really sure why that's mentioned. I guess he's mentioning it to just kind of get that out of the way, to say, like, listen, I'm never going to allow people to sort by gear, which you don't do it. Maybe somebody else will. I don't know. It doesn't really matter in Classic, right? Like, let's be serious. there's no Mythic Plus dungeons. There's like, it's not gonna matter. Doesn't really matter what kind of gear the person's wearing. So yeah, whatever. This is amiable. You know, this is a good idea. Let's put it that way. So then the next thing is looking for groups. You can look for groups for any dungeon, but there's also a custom category for world events and more. So like it says, you can look for groups for any dungeon, assuming he's put some kind of limit on the actual, the level of the dungeon. On the old add-on, you could literally, no matter what level you were, you could look for any dungeon, any qualification whatsoever. It didn't matter what level you were. So I don't know. It's probably a good thing, I think. But it depends on how it works. Like if you're level 60, can you still look for groups for like dead mines? I don't know how that works. And as long as it clearly displays the level, I think it probably doesn't really matter. You know, like if a level 60 signs up and you don't realize he's a level 60 and you invite him and you get to the dungeon and you don't realize he's 60, like we don't need a 60 for this. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Anyway, the add-on automatically parses all chat messages sent in general and trade chat and guild channel. So this is actually a really important feature from the old add-ons that we covered. Very, 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 very good. I really like this idea. This is a big deal. It's automatically going to see when anybody is looking for a group around you. So it's kind of like, it's just a patchwork thing. Like they want people to actually feel like the group process is modern, even though it's clearly not, most intentionally anti-modern. And this is a great way to do it. I think it's a very smart idea. Because it doesn't force others to have the add-on. This is basically like protection for those without the add-on. Their group, like finding in trade chat, which, regardless of how successful it is, you might miss it because trade chat might be spammed. It will show up on the add-on, so that's really good. Anyway, note, if you queue for such a group, it will whisper the leader of the group with the message that you provide. Another feature that was awesome from the old add-on, so that's really good too. Multiple dungeons can be selected at the same time. That's great. And groups that contain people on your ignore list will not show up. Interesting. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? Anyway, so features that will not be included. Okay, so this is probably more important than anything. Automatic group matchmaking. So the reason we're making this video is not because of the add-on. The add-on's great. I'm excited for it. I'm trying to spread awareness for it. Get this add-on. But this is why we're making the video, okay? Automatic group matchmaking will not be included, right? So it's called Classic LFG. And without any surprise or doubt whatsoever, it's confused some people. Let's put it that way. So we're going to go through a couple of these. I mean, you could check this out yourself. This is on CurseForge. There's a couple different things we're going to take a look at today. But yeah, so this guy says, I think you should remove the integration with chat channels and whisperers. People will just get annoyed. Have the add-on be its own thing and try to replicate the look and feel of the pre-made group finder from live, and I'm sure it will be much more appreciated. So I think he's a little confused, and I'm not surprised. Like, I always forget that a lot of people who are now interested in Classic, they didn't play on private servers. They didn't see some of the add-ons that were available in 1.12. They didn't see how many add-ons were made for 1.12 either. That's a big deal. That's a real big deal. Honestly, a lot of add-ons, and I'm pretty sure one of these that I covered was actually made for 1.12 in post for private servers, So anyway, he replies, people are going to look for and post groups and chat channels anyway without the add-on even existing. It doesn't change anything in this regard. So like, this is kind of like, there's a couple points of confusion here, right? A little bit of confusion. Oh, and then we get, we're past confusion now. Hope Blizzard will block this kind of add-ons that allow people to create LFG via add-ons. Via beta, I sent a request to block the API that make this works. Okay, well, you know what, Sue TV boy, you got your your hands full with these kind of people. I wish you the best of luck. Let's go ahead and read the replies here. This guy who is not associated with the add-on seemingly, lol, make what exactly work? This add-on just filters chat and organizes it on a window. You didn't even read the description where it says, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you're gonna have to deal with. This is why we're making this video, because it's almost too funny not to talk about, right? So he actually replies, just to clarify, I do not plan to include any kind of automated matchmaking for groups. It is still up to the people to decide who they invite into their groups and who they don't want to invite. The sole purpose of this add-on is to make finding people that want to do the same content as you easier. You still have all the elements of Classic that are related to community building, etc. with this tool. As someone is bound to create such a tool, I want to be one of the first to do it and build it together with the community to ensure it properly catches its interest. If you have any feedback and suggestions, please feel free to provide them. You have my blessing, my friend. If you can make this add-on look good and work well and can get people to download it, this is going to be a very important thing to Classic. But others don't agree. I mean, there's a lot of comments is like this. You know what I mean? This guy's actually giving a little bit of a a well wish to the whole situation. But look at some of these comments, man. It's kind of sad, man. I don't know. Automating social interaction by an add-on obviously harms the community, the social aspect of the game. Add-ons or third-party programs like this may also divide people, separating the ones who use it and the ones who are against it and refusing to use it. In examples, spelled wrong. Raider.io, that was an add-on / third-party program that was optional, spelled wrong, before it became mandatory. People who don't use it won't get invited by people using it because they don't optimize dungeons they run, taking the score into account. A lot of people don't even know Raider.io exists. This has nothing to do with Raider.io. It's just, my God, dude, I feel bad. I really do feel bad for him. And he basically replies saying just that. Another guy, I hope Blizzard will not allow this monstrosity. Classic is all about the community spirit. This kind of tools will ruin the mood. In which way will it ruin the mood? Serious question. It's a great question. I don't know if he's got the answer based on 3 days ago, no reply. It's just really, I don't know, man. It's a shame, but this is the real one. Check this out. It's funny. The guy says funny troll. So this is the MMO champion equivalent, right? This is what made me want to make this video. This guy 22 posts. Pep Sony from MMO champion says, take this add-on and shove it up your ass. Then somebody replies, repeat after me. Blizzard made this game toxic and antisocial, not the users. Like, it's just, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys are thinking about. But yeah, as you see, I actually made a video on this a long time ago. It's literally the same fucking add-on. I mean, no offense to this guy, but I mean, he's basically just copied an add-on that already existed, which is good because obviously a new one should exist. But as you see, this is how it worked. I mean, we could even kind of go through the video a bit, but you see like anything. So I think one of them, I think maybe it's yellow. I don't know exactly, but there's color coding to it. One of them is from like somebody spamming it. Or, I don't know, maybe it's from different chats. I can't remember. It's been too long, right? But anyway, it actually shows up here, too. You see, it's kind of on the map. So, I don't know. Maybe, these are some options to think about. You could actually mute the channels. You could flag myself as LFG. There's a more feature, which I probably show in the video, but I don't. Yeah, so there you go. There's the more feature. Or maybe, I don't know. But either way, it's actually a great add-on. I use this a lot on on private server Classic. And it worked well enough, and I am excited to see stuff like this. But, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I have to ask, because I think a lot of people are just really confused, and frankly, I think it's because of the name. Now, I don't know if changing the name is going to harm any progress you've maybe made on it. I don't know how this works. But frankly, I think you've confused people with this name because it makes them think that it's some kind of, LFG system. Like if it's like actually the LFR type LFG where you literally just get matched with random people and you automatically get ported to the game's entrance or the dungeon's entrance. That's obviously not going to happen. It has nothing to do with the add-on. The people talking about it being like Raider.io are retarded. I mean, there's nothing to do with the add-on. The add-on is just trying to create a GUI for group forming, which exists in TBC and every other expansion. Frankly, asinine for it to not exist in Classic. Basically, them just trying to replicate a time machine more than a functioning game. Having to spam trade chat to make a group. I mean, you could be all nostalgic about that, but it's just, frankly, objectively worse than having people actually want to know that you're looking for a group in a dedicated channel, right? So that's the thing. Trade chat, so much spam in trade chat. People talking about politics or even other game situations, and then people trying to look for groups at the same time. There just needs to be a dedicated place for group finding. So I think this is the best option. Making an add-on for it, that add-on catching on. Oh yeah, it's actually got a picture. Let's see if we can see that picture. Oops. Can we actually see that picture? It's very small, so no, unfortunately not. But yeah, I would love to see. We don't want to save it. I'd love to see what it actually looks like. Open image in new tab. It just downloads automatically. Well, anyway, so yeah, there's probably some good options here. Maybe there's images or something that I could see, but regardless, I'm a big fan of this, man. If the guy who made this is watching, let me know if there's anything I could do to help you, because this is definitely something that I think is really needed in Classic. And And it's like it's really weird, man. Like, you know, these people who are like, I can't say I like what you're trying to make. Like, what are you talking about? Why not? You want people to spam trade chat to find people? Why? Because that's how it was in Classic? It worries me. It really does. It really, really worries me how many people have actually just drunk the Kool-Aid here on trying to make a time machine instead of Classic be the best version it can be. It's like, this isn't going to change the content. This isn't going to change how the content's done, how group forming is done. This is literally just a UI to help group forming be more concise and not be caught up in the spam of trade chat and other public things. And these people are like, I personally hope that Blizzard bricks add-ons like this. How? What are you talking about? Were they going to prevent them from, like, looking at the chat? It's just not possible, man. It doesn't even make sense. I don't understand the people who are, like, against it. So I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know. This is an interesting topic to me, and it's one that I hope to follow throughout the course of Classic. So if you guys have any opinions on this, let me know. Happy to discuss it. But anyway, that's a little promotion for the add-on. I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're looking for group forming. And yeah, if you have a strong opinion for or against it, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.